she has the nerve in my house.
Oh, hey. Nothing happened in your house.
Oh, no? This is good night.
Yeah. Hey, what were you doing, spying on me?
I wasn't spying on you. I was snacking.
Yeah, that's another thing now that you mention it. You know, ever since Trish came, you had a chip on your shoulder and something in your mouth. I mean, what's with you?
What's with you?
Hey, look, I'm just entertaining your friend.
Are you listening? That's all you are to her is a night's entertainment.
Oh, yeah? Well, I wouldn't be too sure, because guess what?
What?
Trish invited me to be her escort to that la-di-da reunion of yours. What do you think of that?
It's Friday. Did you take out the garbage?
You bet your life I took out the garbage. I did my job.
Hi. Welcome back to Ayo. Oh, wait. I want you to know that even our 8-year-old daughter, who has listened to the first 2 episodes of this podcast, now makes fun of me about how I say that at the beginning.
Well, then maybe she should do it one week.
Oh, that is a very good idea.
See?
I will have her do that. I'm Tori.
I'm Kevin.
And we are here to rewatch and discuss every episode of Who's the Boss, all 8 seasons, up until the reboot. So, you know, if you haven't watched in a while, or if you've never watched, watch along with us. Because the thing about Who's the Boss is, you know, no one around the water cooler is talking about this.
No.
So we'll be your water cooler. And there isn't even a water cooler right now. Unless you still work in a situation where you are going to work.
Yeah, there's even a building for some people
to
go to work and stand around the water cooler.
But even then, you're probably not allowed to congregate around anything.
No.
So we're here. So listen, watch along with us. Listen, yell at your microphone, yell at your phone, and then write us. Tell us what we said wrong or what you agree with or whatever you want to say. Leave us a voice message.
If you are that passionate about Who's the Boss.
Why wouldn't you be?
Okay.
I mean, once you start watching.
No, I know.
This is the Lost of the 80s.
Yes, that's one way to put it.
We actually do have a listener comment for this week.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it came in on Instagram. It's Jamie. And remember, so on Dinner for Two, we were talking about where Jonathan got this snake from that he then had to give away and be completely okay with that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we haven't met Michael Bauer yet, but when he's going to show up soon in a few episodes here, and he has a tendency of bringing Jonathan a reptile every time he comes to visit. So that's his dad. And so she said he most likely got the reptile from his dad, which makes total sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that to begin with, but yes. And that also explains why Angela probably doesn't like the reptile.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like a big you-know-what from the from the father.
So thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, so this week we are recapping Season 1, Episode 7, Sorority Sisters. This episode aired November 27th, 1984. And the TV guide summary for this is, in town for a reunion, Angela's sorority sister, who is used to taking everything of Angela's, sets her sights on Tony. Mm. And this episode is written by Dawn Ulrich and Judith Bustani. So, all right, let's jump in. So, the thing I like about this first scene is we immediately see Tony's kind of dust busting around the living room.
Yeah.
And it's annoying Angela.
And he has a dust buster, which is funny.
Yes, I know. Do they still... They probably still sell dust busters, right?
Yeah, I think like a version of it.
Right. Like we have a version of a vacuum cleaner that can be held.
That's true. Ours is like a dust buster.
I bet dust busters still exist. Was that Black & Decker?
Yeah, I think it was the original.
Angela's trying to work, but he starts being very playful with her. Like he actually dust busts her shoulder at one point. So, I mean, we're kind of getting the feeling here where he's not super worried about her getting that mad at him, even if she does get mad at him. Like, they have reached a point in their relationship where they can kind of play around like this, and he can annoy her.
Yeah.
And it's not really going to be detrimental to anything. Did you find anything about Dustbusters?
Yeah, they still sell them. There's all kinds. They have Black & Decker.
Yeah, Black & Decker.
I thought you moved on. I didn't want to interrupt your...
No, I saw them up on your screen.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I think we had one of them.
Oh, we definitely had a dustbuster.
Yeah.
Because, that's how you clean up the litter on the litter box.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Mona shows up, and what's back, Kevin?
The bike.
Yes.
Ring, ring.
I knew I had heard that horn.
I thought they wrote the bike, maybe they're like, well...
The bike was with Wilbur?
Yeah. I thought maybe the bike was going to be, it's kind of annoying she has the bike, and is Mona, really hard up for cash, or not hard for cash, but poor, that broke that she has to ride a bike everywhere. But maybe she just rides the bike to exercise. Yeah. Gotta keep moving.
I don't feel like we ever see Mona in a car. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So yeah, but the bike is back and in the house.
In the house, yeah. After been on the dirty streets of Connecticut.
Yeah. So we find out that Angela's trying to work because she wants to make sure her weekend is free because it is the weekend of the big college reunion.
Well, it's
no?
sorority reunion, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, college sorority reunion. Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting technical.
So she's excited about that, and the doorbell rings, and it is her old college roommate, Trish Baldwin. So I looked up Trish Baldwin. The actress is Nancy Stafford. Mm-hmm. And really the main thing I could see that she's known for is Matlock. Mm. She was on a few seasons of Matlock.
Yeah, I looked too. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, a lot of 80s and 90s stuff. But I think Matlock would be the one thing that she's most well known for.
All right. Well, that'll be our next podcast, Matlock.
Yes. We'll start with the Andy Griffith Show. Just start from the beginning,
God.
Right?
I think we don't have listeners now.
So Mona isn't super happy to see Trish. Angela's excited to see Trish, but immediately just the look on Mona's face lets us know that there is some history here and some backstory that we're going to need to know. And even as Trish walks in, she's immediately making backhanded compliments about where's the rest of you. No, Trish.
Trish. Yeah,
Trish is to Angela.
Of course, right.
Where's the rest of you? And these old houses are so charming.
Yeah, I think, that one was almost a compliment in a way, though, because wasn't she heavy? That was that comment. Where's the rest of you?
Right, yeah,
that's the way I took it, is that Angela was once...
Yes, Angela was once... heavier.
Larger.
But yeah, I guess... you look great would be the compliment, I think.
Yes.
More where's the rest of you is kind of bringing up the fact...
That she was. Maybe there was a problem.
Yeah. So, Trish is quite excited to meet Tony. Angela introduces Tony as her housekeeper. And again, Trish makes some little comment about housekeeper. That's a good idea.
Right.
The second person now, when she introduces Tony, that makes a comment sure, this is your housekeeper.
Keep a hot dude around the house.
Right. What a fabulous idea.
Right.
So, Trish has shown up for the college reunion and made no hotel reservations because...
Right.
She knows Angela's just a pushover and is going to let her stay at the house. Even though Angela kind of tries to avoid it in the beginning, she gives in.
Right, yes. And being the board of directors, she couldn't find a hotel.
Right, yes.
Which you'll find out here in a minute, I guess.
So she also immediately jumps on having Tony show her around. She's making herself comfortable immediately as she comes in.
Yeah, because Angela's I have to work tomorrow morning. And she's I'll just have Tony show me around.
Yes. And apparently, Tony, I've always thought that Tony just kind of does his own thing, but apparently he has a detailed schedule because Angela's you're supposed to get the station wagon tuned up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And he's I can do that Monday. Well, you're supposed to do the drapes on Monday. What is Tony doing to the drapes? Does he...
Just vacuuming them, apparently?
Yeah.
Because that's all I've ever seen him do with the drapes.
Right. Yeah. Is it the vertical vacuuming, or is he actually going to take them all down and, wash them and hang them back up?
Yeah, what does that mean, do the drapes?
Yeah.
I've never done the drapes.
No. We don't even call them drapes.
Oh, yeah.
They're just curtains.
Right.
And
I've never done them.
No. We probably could stand to do them, but...
Yeah, well, we could stand to do a lot of things around here.
But we have not. if we see some cat hair at the bottom, like, I'll clean that off.
Yeah.
But, so Tony has a detailed schedule. This is not just a laid-back housekeeping job. But they work it in that he will show her around. So she also brings, knowing that Angela used to be heavy.
Right.
She brings Angela a big box of her favorite fudge. So Trish pretty much knows how to push all of Angela's buttons. So Tony gives up his room, lets Trish stay in it. There's lots of flirtation between them right off the bat.
Yes.
The kids come in, and Angela introduces her to her son, Jonathan, and then introduces her to Samantha. Now, one of the things I like about this is immediately, so Trish says to Jonathan, "You can call me Aunt Trish." And Angela introduces Samantha as Tony's daughter, and then they all go into the living room when Trish pulls out the yearbook to start showing pictures of Angela when she was younger.
Yes.
But I like that Samantha immediately says she also calls Trish Aunt Trish. So, like, Samantha doesn't feel any kind of separation, I think, from, like, if Jonathan can call you Aunt Trish, then I can call you Aunt Trish.
Okay, that's
and I thought
good
that
observation.
Was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it shows that they really make Samantha feel like she's a kid in the family and not the housekeeper's daughter. Even though, Angela normally introduces Jonathan first as her son, she's always quick to immediately introduce Samantha. And there's really no other way she can introduce Samantha than the housekeeper's daughter, even though as the show goes on, she's more of Angela's daughter as well.
Right. And I like when she hands the fudge over and she's like, "I brought your favorite," and gives her the fudge, and immediately Mona takes the fudge away and shakes her head no.
Right.
Like, she just fat shames her. No, you can't have it.
Right.
You don't need fudge.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Angela's like 120 pounds.
I know. Well, so
no fudge for you.
Trish pulls out the school yearbook and shows a picture, and that is a real picture of Judith Light, heavier. So Judith Light has said a few times in interviews that when she used to do stage work and stuff before she really got serious.
It was like Annie or something. Or not Annie, but I don't know what that picture was.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was...
I say Annie, but it's the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah, I don't... She's not that young. I think she's already a young adult in that picture, but that she was about 50 pounds heavier. And then she went to therapy, got a better relationship to figure out why she's eating the way she is, and she lost weight. So,
well, she was heavy enough in that picture for Jonathan to call her a real tubbo.
I know, which is
terrible,
so awful. You're
a real tubbo. It's like, oh my god, what just happened?
Yes. You would, and there are a lot, and we'll get into them. I'm going to call every single one out because there are a lot of fat jokes on this show.
Yeah.
And that just does not fly anymore.
No.
So, yes, Jonathan calls her a tubbo. Tony sticks up for her and basically says she melted and all. Oh, yeah, because somebody calls her...
melted in all the right places. Oh, she called her a butterball.
Because somebody called her a butter... Yeah, Trish calls her a butterball.
She's like, you were a real butterball.
Right. So, yes. So... Then, just to pile on Angela, Trish brings up a picture of an old crush of Angela's.
Yes, who was?
Robert Andrew Holmby III.
The third.
Yes.
That's how you know he's rich, by that name.
Right. So she's like, "Didn't you have a crush on him?" And Angela's like, "I don't remember." And then just starts shoving fudge into her mouth.
Well... Right, and then she repeats his name, though.
Right, yes, yeah.
First, they're like, who was that guy? Right. What was his name? And then
she knows
Angela says the name just kind of the way you just said it. And then she's like, I don't remember. And I'm forcing fudge in her face.
Right. And the kids are very upset that they don't get to have any of the fudge.
Right, they get apples and milk.
Right. Tony immediately takes them into the kitchen for a healthy after-school snack. So... As the afternoon goes on, no matter what Angela says, Trish is able to one-up her. Angela's the president of the company. Trish used to be the president. Now she's on the board of directors.
She's the board of directors, but remembers being in the trenches.
Right. Wishes she could go back to those easy days.
Yeah, the trenches.
Yeah. So the next morning, Tony has slept on the couch. And apparently, that couch must be made of, a barbed wire and... nails
because he can't get
he's in pain,
rolling around, throwing his leg over the top of the couch.
He's really uncomfortable. So Trish offers to massage his back for him.
Right, which makes no sense.
Right, and immediately it's like the best massage he's ever had, even though she's like barely touching his back and just kind of moving her hands around. So Angela comes in to see this and immediately is like, she's totally coming on to you and you do not want to get involved with her.
No.
But Tony, of course, takes that as, you don't think I'm good enough for one of your college friends. But Angela's really trying to keep him from getting hurt. But of course, Tony Micelli is like, you're so funny to think that I could be hurt by a woman. Like, this is no problem for me. We can go out and do whatever, and like, I'm legendary as being a womanizer, I guess. So,
right, and what was the quote, or what she said? She had a chewing gum scale, or
oh yeah, she would have some
gum scale,
like how quickly she could chew up her boyfriends and spit them out.
And then she mentioned somebody who was Trident.
Yeah.
And then Tony says, I'm Hubba Bubba, or double bubble. Double
right.
bubble, that was it. Like, he won't get spit out.
Right. No, not
Little
Tony
does he
Micelli. So that day, Tony and Trish go out. It's for her tour of Connecticut.
Yes, which rolls into the night.
Right. So that night, so I guess Tony was not, like, they were on their own for dinner. Somebody made up his little bed on the couch for him.
Oh, yeah, that was nice. Maybe Angela did that.
Yeah. But, so she tiptoes downstairs to go get a snack from the kitchen, and she sees that Tony is not on the couch. The couch has not been slept on. Mm-hmm. So she goes into the kitchen, and at that point, Tony and Trish come in. So we quickly realize that their day of touring around Connecticut also included a tour of the Fairfield Inn.
Yes, the Fairfield Inn Hotel.
Yeah, and they're like not at all really, talking around this. Like, they make it clear that they went to the inn and had sex, and now they're back here, and he's pretty into her.
Yeah, in my notes it says Tony ended up banging her at the Fairfield Inn, because that's how I take notes.
On paper.
Yes, on paper.
Your paper notes.
I take notes on paper.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Forever.
So Angela opens the door to the kitchen to see the two of them kissing by the front door, and you get that great the scene from the open of the door swinging back shut as she's silently screaming.
In pigtails. And
I know why.
I think I have a theory.
Okay.
I think that she's not only regressing, because she has a tub of ice cream too, if you notice. She's stress eating. I think she's regressing to like a younger time.
Oh, okay.
So she's dressed in like like a kids nightgown thing, and she's got the pigtail, like it's going back to when.
Yes,
I don't know. That's my only.
That is a very good observation.
Okay, good. I thought maybe it was stupid.
No,
I wasn't sure I was going to say it.
That is a good observation, because in my notes it says Angela is dressed like an annoying little sister at this point. So yes, it makes sense that she's kind of regressing a bit because she's making her feel so insecure.
Yes.
So Trish goes upstairs to go to bed, and Tony gets into bed. Into couch. And
to couch.
Angela continues to try to tiptoe back to her room without him seeing her, but of course he sees her. So they kind of get into an argument because she's super annoyed that he has gotten involved with Trish after she warned him, and Tony's annoyed that Angela was spying on him, and he's annoyed at how much she keeps shoving food in her face right now because he knows that she's doing this because she's feeling insecure. I should have wrote that quote down that he says. Ever since Trish,
you've had a chip on your shoulder and something in your mouth.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So Tony's like, you've got this all wrong. Like, she invited me to her college reunion. She sees something in me, that you think she wouldn't.
Yeah.
So they get into an argument. She leaves and goes to bed. So now we're at the night of the reunion, and Mona's playing Trivial Pursuit with the kids. So
which she just purchased as a brand new game.
Yes. So at the beginning of the episode, she says, I purchased this new game, and I was thinking, there's no way that game could have been new. But you looked it up, right?
Yeah, 1981. So it was about 3 years old.
Okay. I figured Trivial Pursuit had been like from the 60s or something. So interesting. I did not know that.
Because the packaging looks like it's from the 60s. It just
Yes.
looks old.
And there's a Howdy Doody reference.
Yes.
Which no child today is going to get that at all. Like, we remember Howdy Doody for sure. Right? You remember
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
I had like a Howdy Doody clock. See that? But the weird thing about Howdy Doody even then was that he was old, but we still knew about him. Right? Like,
Yes.
he wasn't like E.T. or anything.
Because
Or like,
it's like Bozo the Clown. Do you remember Bozo?
yeah.
Although I think those were some newer episodes when I was a kid. But if it just went on forever, I think it just... Not that there were new episodes of Howdy Doody, but it just was in this syndication forever.
Right. But like, I honestly...
Sure, Howdy Doody's like 50s or something?
Yeah,
What
I would
it be?
imagine. But I don't remember actually ever watching the Howdy Doody show. I just knew what Howdy Doody was and liked him for some reason.
Oh, I remember watching the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that was already an old reference when we were kids. So now today it's like completely just going to go over all kids' heads. So Angela comes down first, dressed for the reunion, and she looks great. The shoulder pads, well, I'd say it's 7 on this, but I mean, not terrible. And then she makes a comment about how the dress fit better before she ate all the fudge.
Right.
But if you look closely, as Judith Light's sitting in the chair, you can see that the fabric is like gathering because she's so thin.
I know.
In the dress. Like, that dress does not look tight at all.
Yeah, despite all the fudge.
Right. So then Trish comes down, and I guess, I don't know, was it a thing in 1984 that when you got dressed, you came down
the stairs.
and then you twirled?
Did a twirl.
Yes.
Yes, it must have been because they both do it.
Yeah, we need to bring that back. So if we ever get to go out again, I'm coming out. We don't have stairs. I'm just going to come down the hallway. I'm going to do a twirl.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, I'm going to take a page out of our 8-year-old's book because that's a total move that she would do going anywhere.
Now, are you
So-
going to do a twirl and are you actually going to put a dress on or you're doing it in your COVID clothes?
Well, no, I'm going to wait till we can actually go somewhere. And then
okay.
Once we can go out again.
You probably said that. I'm sorry. I'm looking
Yeah.
at my notes.
Oh, it's on paper?
Yeah. It gets confusing on paper.
See, I can just slide my mouse down to the next one.
Got my paper right here.
So then Trish comes down, and she's also in a dress. Mona makes some comment about how her dress is so nice because she didn't have to pay out for a hotel.
For a hotel. Yeah, that was actually really funny.
And immediately Trish says that she has gotten a phone call from Robert Andrew Holmby III.
Yes.
And he would like to meet her for a drink beforehand. Apparently, he's been calling all over town looking for Trish. So the drink beforehand's kind of a little shady because it's not like he just called her up and said he wanted to take her to the reunion, which he probably will, but like meeting a guy at a hotel for a drink beforehand that's never good news.
No, we know what that means.
Right.
But the other thing is, he's been calling all over town. Who has he been calling? Whose number does he? Who's?
Yeah. The old sorority house.
I mean, I know there's no cell phones or anything.
Right. Sorority mother.
So Fairfield Inn. Where's he calling?
Yeah.
And then he still tracks her down to Angela's.
Right. Right
That
down
was
to
odd.
the wire. It took him that long.
Right.
Yeah.
But he got it.
Yeah. So she's essentially going to ditch Tony. And she tells Angela that she's going to be the one that has to let him down. And so there's a great line in the kitchen here that as a kid's going to go right over your head, but as an adult. So Angela says to her, what about Tony? And Trish says, oh, just tell him I'll get a ride with Robert. And
Right.
Angela says, Tony thought he was more than a ride.
Yeah.
So yeah, as an adult, you realize that line is loaded with
Yeah. This is the
way
double,
more than you realize as a child.
Of course.
So she's basically saying Robert's a success and Tony's a housekeeper.
Right.
So Angela doesn't want to have to do this, but of course, Trish walks out the door and Tony comes downstairs all dressed in his tux with his corsage, very excited. And Angela tells him that Trish got another date. So Double Bubble's pretty upset.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
He's a chicklet.
He's a little more upset than he expected. And so he starts in on the binge eating with Angela They like, so yeah, so when
it's
they
like,
first,
where's the cake?
Right. When he first enters the kitchen, on the kitchen table, if you notice, there is butter that is out, a loaf of bread, and then the fudge, which I think is gone. So then they get out cake, and it appears that he puts butter on it.
I know, he gets like a piece of cake, and he's like, where's the butter?
Right.
And it's like, what? Why do you eat butter with cake?
I might try that next time.
Maybe we're missing out on something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Brooklyn
like, because
like you can put like Nutella and butter on bread, and that's really good. So maybe just putting butter on cake is like butter and Nutella.
I mean, I'm not going to argue against putting butter on anything, because
and I'm not going to argue about mixing cake with anything. So
true.
But so then what really grosses me out, though, is that Angela is sticking her fingers in the jelly and the peanut butter.
Yeah, come on.
So anyway, we see that they're both
share that.
They're eating their feelings at this point. So Angela's pretty much ready to ditch the reunion. She's going to go.
But the side note, which really has nothing to do with anything. Angela puts the peanut butter and jelly in her mouth and then continues the scene, and you can tell she has a mouth full. She's like, ooh, like, you know, that with the peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth.
Yes.
And it's like they just shot the whole scene that way. And maybe it's just a natural. Like she's eating. I don't know.
Yeah. She's a professional. She's going to power through that scene.
Okay.
And apparently, when they used to shoot this show, they didn't do a lot of reshoots or pickups. They pretty much powered
through.
Yeah, they would do like 2 or 3 takes because Tony Danza's thing was that he didn't want to keep the audience as long as a lot of other shows did.
Right.
And they probably all wanted to go home.
Right, and there were kids that worked on the show too, maybe. You know?
Oh, that's true too. You probably can't have the kids there that long.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's ways around it, but
yeah. So Angela's ready just to go upstairs, put on the bathrobe, sit home with Tony, and shove food in her mouth. But Tony's like, "No, you've been excited about this, and you really need to go." And then it's sweet that she actually invites him to come with her.
Yes, that was nice.
Yeah, I want to see that episode, but he declines because he's like, "This is your night, and you know, this is about you." So, cut to Tony and Mona that night kind of looking through the window, and they see a limo pull up in front of the house, which they immediately assume has Trish in it with Robert Andrew Holmby III. We never see Robert. He's always going to be a mystery.
Yeah, that would have been another character, so.
Yeah, I'm going to picture him as Tom Selleck, but good looking when I think about him. So,
I see what you did there.
But Trish does not get out of that limo. Instead, it's Angela. So she comes in the house, and she's feeling pretty excited with herself that at some point, so we're never going to know what happened, but at some point, Robert had Trish to the hotel, probably had sex with her, then went to the reunion, blew Trish off, at some point got in touch with Angela. Hopefully Angela only made out with him a little bit in the limo.
I don't know. It's not the way I took it.
We'll leave it open to debate.
Yeah.
And then that is the end of the episode.
Yep.
Angela goes to bed, a happy woman, and Tony and Mona are happy for her.
Yep.
All
she
right.
wins.
Yeah. So, and we will never see Trish again. Spoiler alert.
Is that right?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I wouldn't have known.
We never see that actor again. Okay, so what was your rating for this episode?
It's tough because it was a little bit of a lower rating. However, at the end, I really didn't, because I mean a lot of these. I mean, I know I've seen every episode, but a lot of them I don't remember, and I just didn't remember this episode, so it was new to me. And it redeemed itself in the end when Angela comes home with Holmby.
Right.
Robert Andrew Holmby, whatever his name is.
The third.
And so I thought that was a good ending. I thought it was a nice little twist at the end.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 6.5.
That is the same rating I gave it.
Okay, good. Because I was going to give it a 6, and then that I think the ending kind of changed it for me.
So 6.5 AOOAs.
Yeah.
So if we have a half rating, does that mean it's AOOA and then one extra AO? So there's 6 AOOAs and then one more AO. I think so.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So 6.5.
I never thought about it.
Why would you?
But now that you say that, you sure?
6.5 OAs, AOs.
AOAs.
Yeah, my kid will make fun of me when she hears this. What did I say? I don't know. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Next week, we are going to cover... Actually, I keep saying next week, and I mean next episode, because we're putting out 2 episodes a week.
Next time on AOOA, the Who's the Boss podcast.
We're putting out new episodes every Monday and every Thursday.
Oh, so can't believe you don't remember that, because I ask you about once every other day when our episodes come out.
Monday and Thursday. So thank you, everyone, for listening. And if you enjoy this podcast, if you wouldn't mind giving us a rating... on iTunes, that would really help out, or also subscribing.
Yes, please do that. All of those things.
So next episode, we're going to cover truth in dating, and this is, I don't know if you remember this one. I like this one. Tony is kind of pretending to be a wealthy man to date a wealthy woman, and Angela is pretending to be her secretary to date a man who she feels wouldn't date her if he knew that she was the president of the company.
Interesting.
Yes. So we'll do that next time. That's exciting.
No, it is. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's a cute episode. And we're going to see Rosie again. Remember, I've talked about Rosie before from the pilot. So you can reach us at Who's the Boss Podcast on Instagram. You can send us a direct message or a comment about anything we missed or anything you want us to discuss on future episodes. You can also go to anchor.fm/WTB podcast, and there you could leave us a voice message that we could play the next time we record. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you. We have a song?
We do. This is Steve Pardo playing saxophone along with this theme song.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Cool.
If you like this podcast, please subscribe and tell all your friends and give you a big pat on the back.
Choice is up to you, my friend. Not so long, but you might awake to a brand